General MacArthur drops a atomic bomb.
Hello everyone, this is 1951. This is turn 9 for the Allies. The communists didn't really do much last turn, and Russia's been fortifying their positions heavily to stop the Allied advance that's slowly coming towards them. But so, let's get into it. All right, starting off with purchases. The United States is buying 2 transports, a carrier, 4 airborne and a tech. NATO is buying 6 mechanized infantry, 2 heavy tanks, a jet, an infantry, a transport, and 1 airborne. And Sato is going completely naval this turn and getting a carrier and another cruiser. So we'll quickly do the U.S. tech roll, which they again are going to go for, let's see here. They are going to go for advanced. We're going to try the advanced carriers, and they failed. All right, so we'll take a minute and we'll get the attacks all ready to go, and we'll get going. All right, so going over Allied attacks this turn. The 3 tanks in northern Germany are going to blitz through southern Germany into Austria and recapture those lands for the United States. The Shape army in Poland is going to drop down to Slovakia, Hungary, and capture that from the Russians. And then, other than that, the real big one is the Allies are moving a massive force from both Hokkaido and the Philippines to retake Japan. So, I mean, with those fights in Europe not amounting to much, and there's not going to be a battle board situation for them, we'll just go right into the battle for Japan. Let me get the battle board all put together quick here. They have 4 airborne, 3 infantry, and an anti-aircraft gun. Let's see here. This is primarily a Sato attack. Sato's coming in to rescue the United States, well, and rescue Japan, so to speak. So those 2 are covered by artillery. Got 2 ground infantry, 2 mechanized, plus another 2 tanks, along with 2 American fighters to round it out. So what we'll do first is we'll do the anti-aircraft gun rolls against the American fighters. So let's see here. Miss. All right, and then we got 2 cruisers and a battleship for offshore bombardment. Okay, the cruisers miss. Come on. We'll call you the Wisconsin. Come on, Wisconsin. Give us something. All right, the Wisconsin got us. The China will destroy the anti-aircraft gun. All right, so Sato, 4 for 1. Nothing. 4 for 2. Nothing. 3 for the 3 tanks. Okay, 1. And 2 for the fighters. They got another one. All right, so let's see, that's 3. So that's going to be 7 for the Chinese for 2. 1. That was 4. 3 more for 7. It's another 1. Or no. I'll just take it on the infantry. Okay. So that was the first round. Now we're on to round 2. All right. So 2 mechanized infantry for 1. Here's a hit. The 4, 2 infantry, 2 artillery. So another 1. 3 tanks. And the 2 fighters. Both hits. All right, that'll clear out the rest of the Chinese forces. So let's see here. That's 4. That's going to be 5 for 2. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. 1, or actually 1, 2, 3. And then they roll 1 more. And that's that. All right, so Sato conquers Japan with a mech, 2 artillery, 3 tanks remaining. But that's good news because the Americans have gotten back some more IPC in the Pacific for them. So let's see, Japan is worth 5. So Americans go up to 59 right now, but then got to add, yep, and already added up Southern Germany and Austria to those lists. Oops. All right, and then, yep, so that's it. So, I mean, we can go into the non-combats now. So real quick, let's finish this up quick over here in Europe. So you came down. That'll be 2 from the Russians. Oops. U3 will come down to Austria. All right, so, okay. So now non-combat. All right, let's start here. So once again, we're going to constitute an American army. We're going to constitute the Third Army one more time at Malta. We're going to bring in Malta. So the U.S. has 4 transports right now. So an infantry and a tank for 1 transport, a mech for a second, and 2 heavy tanks for a 3rd and a 4th. Or for the 3rd and 4th transport. And all these American ships are going to be off Malta. Oops. Get another U.S. heavy tank over there onto Spain to show that there's still a small group on Spain. Then also joining that army are the 3 jets, the 3 American jets from southern Italy and Spain. NATO is going to bring in, with these 2 transports to the arm, and this destroyer, bringing those down to Malta. We'll bring 2 tanks as well as 2 infantry. Now, actually, I'm just going to leave this chip for the infantry here because of what NATO is going to deploy this turn. So that is all going to be that's all going to be situated at Malta. The Allies are preparing themselves for a decent scrap. Up here in Central Europe, the Air Army, or the First Army, is going to move into Poland along with the Airborne Division, and this mechanized artillery will join the Shape Army in Slovakia. Bring some extra reinforcements, and then all the Shape aircraft that were in Poland will also be put onto will be added to the First Army. As you can see, the Allies have once again built up a decent air fleet, though most of it is bombers and transports, but they're starting to rebuild their tactical air force. So that's everything there. Everything's going to stay the same up there in the Russian territories and in the Ukraine. Let's see here. Over in the South Pacific, the Allied fleet here in Indonesia is going to pull back to this sea zone 44. It's going to pull back and sit here. And then up north here, let's see here. Well, let's see here. Well, first, the 2 aircraft report back to their carrier. The Sato ground forces on Japan. Let's see here. No, actually, I'll leave that there. Actually, the jet on the Philippines and the jet from the Palau Islands are going to, when the carrier deploys, they're going to land on the newly built carrier. Then down here in Australia, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The transport's going to bring the paratroopers north. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to come up to the Palau Islands. Yep. And then the American forces here are going to sit tight for one more turn and wait. So then we will go into, that should be all my non-combat. So going into the deployments, like I said, Sato is building a carrier and putting their 2 jets on it. And a cruiser, and this jet is in the Palau Islands. The United States is taking 4 airborne under the 11th Airborne Division and putting them in the western United States to utilize those 2 transport aircraft. And then the United States will be dropping their last 2 more transports and their carrier off of Spain. NATO, let's see here. So NATO, 3 of their mechanized infantry are going to join the army in the Ukraine. The other 3 are going to, we're going to join the tank army up in Leningrad. I don't know if we can see that. There we go. Yep. Going to join the tank army up in Leningrad. The 2 heavy tanks and the jet are going to be built at Murmansk. And then the airborne trooper is going to join its other brother and get built in Poland. And then finally, NATO is going to build another infantry and a transport off of southern Italy. Ooh, excuse me. All right. So, just kind of looking. This is what the board is starting to look like. The Allies have built up another massive invasion force in the Mediterranean. NATO is holding on to the ground that they've conquered in Western Russia. And now, with the liberation of Japan, that is basically solidifying that the Allies will soon be able to start making landings against the Chinese coast or even into the Russian Far East. So we'll have to see. Like I said, when it was the Soviet or when it was the communist turn, that I don't think the communists are going to be able to hold out much longer. But I mean, we'll keep going and we'll see what happens. So until next time, guys, take care.